So today I'm going to tell you about the Doffery family, and it's quite horrible what happened to them, but this is where they used to live. That pillar there is where their first floor was, and this was all a house. This was their well. So to tell you first, the mother died quite young. I'm not too sure what she died of, but one of the various diseases back in the Victorian period. And so the father was working to support his two kids, a young girl and a young boy. And unfortunately, he was a fishmonger, and his hands started to get a bit of arthritis, so he couldn't do his job anymore. So the young girl, Catherine, had to step up and get a job. And the only thing she could get a job in was being a prostitute. So one day when she was walking home, back from the docks where she worked, a group of 4 sailors from Southampton, which is a bit crazy because I'm from Southampton, wanted to purchase her services. However, she was not in the mood to do that. She was tired, she wanted to go home. And they bound her up and did some really awful things to her and killed her. And where they did that was just down here. So you can see there's a metal ring up here. They bound her hands to that. Oh, fucking hell, what's going on with my camera? They bound her hands to that and raped her and then cut her up, basically, and chucked her in the River Tyne, which is just down there. So, after that, the family didn't have an income earner, and they just lost their very lovely daughter. So, the father took to crime, only petty things, just to, keep his young boy alive. And there are records of him being kept in the castle up there. And for 2 weeks he was kept there for stealing a wheel of cheese that was about this big. Quite a small wheel of cheese. And the young boy had to fend for himself. He was 5 at this time. And one time he was playing around the well that we see here. And he unfortunately slipped in and he lost his life. So that is why the Doffery family supposedly haunts this area. And it's quite awful what happened to them, and it's very unfortunate. But they said you can hear the little boys' noises of playing and sometimes screams. One of the things a lot of people experience when coming down here at night, and this has been happening for years and years, is that when they walk past down here to go down to the bars down there at Quayside, they'll hear crying and screams, someone screaming for help. And people think this is Catherine. And if you turn and look around and try and help the person who's screaming and crying, you'll often turn this way. And there'll be a young pickpocket or something waiting to nick your stuff, and you'll see them and he'll run off. So people think Catherine is crying and screaming to let you know what's about to happen, to let you ward him off. Also, what happened down here is the Deanside Ripper. Actually, 2 of his victims was found down here, and he's a lot less known than Jack, but he's quite horrendous and did some awful, disgusting things. And I'll make a video on him another time, I think, and come down here and investigate a bit. But yeah, 2 of his victims were found down here, so it's a very eerie place. So the last myth, or not myth, story, or experiences, I guess, that people have, is when females come down here and put their hand on there where Catherine was killed and abused. They feel a scratchy sensation across their neck. And my camera's being really weird and out of focus, which it doesn't normally do. It's a bit creepy. And a feeling in their gut, and this is because Catherine's throat was slit and then her organs that made her a woman were cut out of her. And I don't like how that's happening. Okay. So anyway, that's the legend. And about 40 people tried it last night, and no one, 40 people, that's a lie, 10 people or so tried it last night, and no one felt any sensations. But there you go, that is what it is. And I got all this information from a haunted ghost tour that I went on last night. So if you're ever in Newcastle, I'd really recommend going to it. It was really brilliant. The guy did a crazy EMF thing, and it was just mad. I'd really recommend, if you're ever in the area, going on it, giving it a go. Really worth it. Right, thanks for watching.